So, a few of my out of class moments for part three of the reflection have included picking my paper topic, um, which I have now decided on piano pedagogy of the 19th century and with a focus on Clementi. So, I've started doing research and getting books and stuff like that. I, I find that then I find this for other classes too. It's sometimes hard in the library at the university to actually get a lot of sources. Maybe I just don't know where to look, but I have only come across about four books that I think will work for my presentation. I've also found articles on JSTOR and looked at a few of the different things that the professor suggested to me, as well as Grove Online with a biography of Clementi. And one kind of, I don't know if it's a roadblock or a light bulb moment when I was looking through all this and I was like, Clementi was not around in the 18th century. And originally, my topic was piano pedagogy of the 18th century. And I was like, I don't understand why the professor suggested this because that's not when he was really influencing anything. So then I actually ended up talking to the professor, and she said, "Oh, that must have been like a mistake on my part. I did mean the 19th century." So now I'm obviously working. So luckily, I hadn't done like too much research by then, because I well, obviously just wouldn't have found it. I had to go to the public library, and the research that I did there, I really only could find about two books, and they had to be ordered in. So I think I need to look a little bit more online in order to get my 10 sources. I haven't done the annotated bibliographies yet. I'm still in the research stage because I'm not presenting until April 2nd, but I'm realizing that's like way closer than I think it is. So I'm like gonna get going on it, but I'm just happy that I've now started to work towards it. Um, so a couple other moments outside of class were also my discussion questions. I went about choosing them. Really, I just kind of like looked for key things that popped out at me when I was reading the chapter, and sort of big topics that I thought everyone would kind of notice. Because sometimes I think people focus on maybe one or two lines, and it's just like if you miss those lines, then you have to, go back and figure out the context of them and whatever. And that's how I went about that. And as far as editing them, it was actually super frustrating because my email screwed up a lot of times and I sent them and I didn't even think the professor got them, and then she sent them back and she didn't think that I got it, which I didn't, and then so it took forever for us to get it together. Then by the time I actually got it, it was like a super busy weekend, probably the busiest weekend that I've had all semester, just with family stuff, and I had to kind of just like rush through the editing of them. But I still do believe that I put the time that I needed to into them. Um, but I had to send them twice back to the editor or to the professor and get them edited. And then by the third round, she had kind of just said, "Okay, this is what I'm putting," and we just went with it from there. Obviously, they still needed a little bit more editing, going off of the discussion, which leads me to another out of class moment, which was after that discussion when I had my questions discussed. I yeah, I can say that this is the first class I've ever cried after. I'm pretty sure. I was just it's actually happened twice in this class. I've left and had a little breakdown to my boyfriend after, but it happens, and honestly, it's probably only made me stronger for it. Criticism is a part of life, and growing a backbone is a part of life, and so for that, in that respect, I think that you know it wasn't all bad what happened. Um, Basically, those are the three main points the professor asked us to talk about, and other than that, it's just been pretty much the same thing as the last two discussions, just continuing on with, or the last two evaluations, just continuing on with, discussing outside of class with people and just research and doing assignments and and all of that. We haven't had any assignments since the last one, so I can't reflect on that. But other than that, it's just the big presentation I'm working towards now and stressing, but as long as I'm prepared, I'm hoping that it goes well.